Hi, this is Matt. Welcome to Savarez TV for Vampire Sessions number 2. And today we have the great honor to have Neal Black. How's it going, Neal?
It's going great. The honor is all mine to be here and be a part of this project, Matt.
Cool, man. So we're at Studio 180 in Arnaud Bascuñana's house.
Well,
you live here, don't
totally.
you?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so we just recorded 2 songs just for the sake of it, and Take It or Leave It.
Now you know what I'm talking about. Ha! You'll think twice before you chastise me. There's room for everyone on this planet. So cut the bitchin' and get yourself going.
Sincerely, really pleased to play with these guys today because, you know, it's all about the vibe of going back to the roots of how music was recorded back in the day, and this is why we're doing this concept where we're not releasing an album straight away. We're doing single by single with its music video once every month. We're doing a studio session every 2 months, doing 2 songs each time, and this show. And then we'll be going vinyl sometime in 2025. I just gathered you just got off tour?
We've been on tour for the last 2 weeks in Germany and France. And normally I would be going home to see my wife, but I came directly here to be with Matt.
Oh, that's sweet. How did we come about getting together in studio? And
I think when we did the first interview for Savarez at your place with your video equipment, and we did a little playing, we kind of made a mutual bond there, a mutual musical bond, and it felt natural, and we've been in contact ever since on a regular basis. And it was a natural evolution to make it happen like that, I think.
The project is basically, you know, making music all together in the same room, playing live in the same room, and playing and getting creative with people that, you know, you get the same vibe,
Yep.
music-wise,
Yep.
and on the human
Definitely.
aspect. So that's really, really cool. It's been a real pleasure to have you anyway.
It's a pleasure for me, man.
So yeah, we're playing live in the same room, all on analog tape, with Davy Honnet, amazing drummer here, who's playing. Who was here last time for the first 2 sessions with Fred Chapelier, the fabulous Antonella Mazza. You're recording an album with your brother?
Yeah. Yes, we just finished to wreck the organ and on the drum. We have Robin Ford on a special guest, and we wreck with in Paris in end of May. And we have those guys like Fred Wesley on trombone, Nate Worth from Snarky Puppy or Ghost Note, Gregor Murray on harmonica, Adrien Ferro on bass, Jean-Marie Ecaille on guitar, and Philippe Selam on saxophone.
I really look forward to listening to that. Anyway, sounds like an amazing project.
Really good.
I hope.
And Electric Ladyland. What's Electric Ladyland? Maybe you could explain to people that don't know anything about it yet.
Yeah, Electric Ladyland, it's a band homage à Jimi Hendrix, an all-female band. We are touring since 1 year already. We are ready to keep on touring. It's a great project. For me, is a great experience because playing this kind of music is not every day that you have the opportunity, and also it's fun to share time with all female. Sometimes, not every time. I'm good today.
Just for the sake of it.
One of the reasons we're here all today is not only to play all together, but to be in this wicked studio. And I'm going to let Arnaud Bascuñana present the specifics of, you know, the way we record and why we do it. Because we could have stayed at home and played in our bedrooms and sent each other files, you know, in 2024. It's technically possible, but it seems crazy that we didn't.
Here it's just a regular studio. I mean, a place where you can record music all together. Okay. Obviously, you can record things separately. Okay, but the magic to keep the magic to record live is our thing. Okay. And yeah, to me it's the best way to capture the energy and the best performance. Okay, sometimes it's not perfect, but the fact to have everybody playing in the same room, everything moves.
It's not the place and the gear that's the magic, it's this fucking guy that's the magic. Because he's a shit hot sound engineer, he won't admit it, but that's the main reason we're here.
And also these beautiful gears and these beautiful microphones. But you know, the reason we are recording music is you, okay? We're recording people, not gears.
Yeah, but this is what we said with Fred in the last show. It's kind of like if Arnaud, speaking under your control, it's a bit like if he was like an extra member of the band. Because he's a musician, he's a guitar player, he's a really good guitar player.
That helps a lot. It really helps a lot in getting the sound, getting the signal path correct, and being comfortable with the engineer.
Yeah, but the studio basically it's a very nice SSL 4K console.
From the 80s, I think?
Yeah, from the 80s, early 80s actually. I use this beautiful MCI GH2024. It's a 24-track, 2-inch 24 tracks, and the room where the magic happens actually. And yeah, basically that's it. And you guys, because there is nothing to record, there is no music.
And tell us a bit, so there's Studio 180, but there's also Millesime.
Millesime guitars, yes, with my friend Didier Duval, we built this Millesime guitars project. Basically, it's vintage guitars collection, and we use the collection in the studio.
We're going to talk about gear in a minute.
We bring some gear, we bring some guitars, amplifiers, and I think we use a quite nice Tremolux from 55.
I think so, yeah, it was very
What do you
nice.
think about this?
It sounds great. And you know, the important thing for musicians that come into studios to use some of the more vintage amplifiers and recording equipment is that it works. Many times I've gone to other studios and they say, we've got a Hammond, we've got a Vibrolux, we've got numerous other vintage gear, and when we get there they go, oh well, that's not working, and that's not working, and that's not working. And you're like, well fuck, I guess I gotta go in the van and get my amplifier out. They go, yes, it'd be nice if you do that, because we don't have many things that are working here. So it's nice to see that the equipment is maintained and properly running correctly. So yeah.
Yeah, this is the same with the microphone we use actually. We have a vintage Neumann, U47, U67, and yeah, everything works. So
Yeah.
What gear did you use apart from that amp?
That's all I used today so far.
I mean, guitar-wise.
Oh, I was just using I think a 96 Strat and two overdrive pedals, one that Arnold let me use today, which if you want, I'll take it home with me.
So it's a Boss DS1 or something?
OD3.
OD3. Sorry.
And what is it?
copy of Tube Screamer.
It's a tube screamer copy, yeah. It worked great. Works great, man.
What was your gauge on Savarez?
I'm using 9 to 44 on the Strats and 10 to 46 on the Les Pauls.
A Focus or hexagonal?
Focus. Yeah.
Cool.
I prefer those.
On the Strat as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it depends on the phase. Sometimes I go Focus on the Les Paul, not on the Strat though. On Strat, I'll prefer the hexagonal, the traditional nickel wound ones, because their Strat are quite bright anyway, naturally. So.
Alors, voici en gros le set que j'avais aujourd'hui. Donc des magnifiques Byzance, un petit panaché de Byzance, un classique genre polyphonique. Ça c'est une rail signature de René Holmes. Ça c'est une Dual Crash en 20. Et ça c'est un stack classique en 16 qui est super. Un Foundry en 15. Ça c'est la magnifique caisse claire de Keith Carlock signature de chez Gretsch. Qui est vraiment de toute beauté. Voilà. Et j'étais équipé donc de pots Onyx de chez Evans. Voilà, des pots noirs qui sonnent la mort. Et voilà, en gros, en gros, voilà.
Et voilà, that's the bass I use today. Beautiful Mark bass, shiny gold, sounds incredible. And my head, TA 501, I used in so many recordings. And also this beautiful bass we were talking about. Wow. It was my very first time playing it. I hope it won't be the last time, but I'm scared it will.
Okay, basically it's a bass previously owned by Dusty Hill from ZZ Top, and yeah, it's a P bass with a wonderful paisley design.
It's beautiful.
And yeah, plays well, I think.
If you don't have a room here, I have a room at home.
Yeah, it suits you really well anyway.
And voila, and we don't forget the cable. Cable over there, the blue one, the long one, is Lab Audio Technology. A great guy, Italian guy. And also Mark Bass is Italian. It's not because I'm Italian, but, you know, we know how to do things. And because the importance are also in details, and if you don't have a good cable, you can't have a good sound. You can contact me, I will be glad. You can leave also some comments, I will reply if I can.
Okay, let's go onto the set, where we've been playing all in the same room, all together, with Davy on the drums, Antonella on bass, and the two guitars right here. There's lots of really cool gear. There's a Rhodes, a Hammond B3 with the Leslies, lots and lots of gear, really cool gear, vintage gear. So today I've been using a 1979 JMP Marshall that's in there. We'll check it out in a second. And before, I'm using this Solo Dallas EX Tower Schaefer replica that's really, really cool. It's basically a line boost. It's a boost with an EQ, a compounder and compressor. It sounds really amazing. It turns any guitar signal into gold, basically. I have on my pedal board, I have the classic version as well for when I'm touring and not in the studio. It's really practical to have. Tuner, the Crybaby Q Zone. It's basically like a wah-wah, but in a fixed position, and you can dial it in a bit more precisely than you can do with a wah. MXR Phase 90, the MXR Flanger. Obviously, the ones who know will know that that's the Eddie Van Halen type of sound. Octaver, that's really cool. Ibanez TS9 Tube Screamer / wah. And that's about it, and that's just a little looper just to muck around. And the guitars I used on the first song, just for the sake of it, I've been using this 1979 Fender Stratocaster. Looks really nice. There's the Saro strings, 10 to 46 hexagonal explosion. That sounds amazing. I've had that for a few weeks. I'm really happy with it. It's totally mint for you couldn't tell that it's a 45-year-old guitar, honestly. And this 1955 or 56, I can't remember what Arnaud said. This SC Junior with a P90 sounds amazing. Used that on Take It or Leave It for the rhythm parts. Really, really cool. Let's check out the amps. In there we have the control room. In here we have the set where we're playing it all together. And you can hear Warzone. So the Marshalls. I did try this one that sounded really cool, but this one was more adapted for the songs we were going to play. So this is the 1979 JMP Marshall. Arnaud, what's the speakers in the cabinet? Are they V30s?
G65 something.
Okay, cool. And what's this one again?
This one is a super lead, a super bass actually from '72. It was designed for the bass, but actually a lot of guitar players used it. So there is a kind of Randy Rhoads vibe with this amplifier. But
huge fan of Randy Rhoads.
But the fact is that you really have to put it very high to get to crank it. So if you don't use a big room, or if you don't use a lot of overdrive pedal and you don't stack overdrive pedal, it's pretty hard to get that
You need to live in a stadium.
Yeah.
So this is why we put the amps in here so that we can all play in the same room, and that the amplifiers don't pollute the drum kit microphones, basically.
Yeah. So basically, this is a 1955 Fender Tremolux. It's a pretty good tweed amp with a nice tone and a natural drive sound. Actually, it's funny because those amplifiers were made to be used clean. Okay, and a lot of rock guitar player like Keith Richards and those guys cranked those amps, and this is to me one of the best overdriven sound you can get with an amplifier. Okay, basically it's a clean amp, but when you crank it, it's natural, it's warm, and I like it.
Wicked. So 57 421. Practically on axis.
Yeah, on axis.
And close to the
pointing the cone.
Yeah.
Not the cone, but the
speaker, the membrane.
Between the membrane and the cone. You know, when you have the glue, it's where I like to put the microphone.
Oh, right.
And if I have too much high frequency,
on all cabinets.
What do you mean?
Do you do that systematically? What did you do on the Marshall?
No, I did exactly the same.
Okay.
Exactly the same. To me, it's the best way to use two mic and amplifier using two microphones, basically pointing the same spot. Okay, and using the frequency response of the microphones. Okay, maybe because the 57 is more mid-focus. Okay, and the 421 is more low end and more high end. Okay, so basically you blend those mic and you have almost the best of. Yeah,
I can remember reading a review of Mike Fraser explaining that he uses those two microphones for all AC/DC records.
Yeah, I know that. You can also use two microphone, two identical microphone. I mean, 257, but you have to put to try different placement. You know, just to keep the benefit of the speaker. Okay, so if you point different angle, you have different view of the speaker. So one way you use two microphones, different microphones on the same spot. Okay, using the frequency response of the microphones, and the other way when you use two identical microphones, you use the property of the speaker pointing different spot. You see what I mean?
If you were to, like on a 4x12 cabinet, would you put, if you had a 57 and a 421, would you put them on the same speaker or on two different speakers?
Okay, I'm a little bit paranoid. Okay, as a recording engineer, I'm always almost obsessed by the phase. Okay, when you put two microphones in front of something, you have phase problem. Okay, if you put microphones on different speakers and if you have some phase problem between speakers, you add problems. That's why I always mic one speakers, except if I have different speakers in one cab. Okay, you see what I mean?
Yeah, but like greenbacks and whatever.
If you mix speakers in the cab, this is to me the only good reason to mic different.
Yeah, because some people in the same 4x12 cab will put like two greenbacks and two whatever V30s.
Or just a creamback and the V13. V30, sorry.
30,
And this is a really good combination. But when you have just one type of speaker in one cab, I don't like to mic.
Cool. More. Well, thanks for that little tutorial. You should do more on Studio 180.
Okay.
Check out Studio 180. Okay, well, thanks for watching this show on Savarez TV The Vampire Sessions, episode 2 with the amazing Neal Black. Thanks again for coming.
Thank you, man.
Where can we find, what's your website? Where can we buy your CDs?
NealBlack.net, and you can buy them anywhere, Amazon, Fnac, always available on the internet.
Wicked, man. It's been a pleasure having you. And where can we find, what's your...
Oh, the most easy is Instagram. Instagram TV, Thierry, Honnet.
Cool.
Most easy.
Lovely. And you?
You can find me on Instagram, Antonella Bass, Antonella Bass. Waiting for you, or on TikTok, even now.
And what about the studio?
The studio is Studio 180 Paris official on Instagram, and also Millesime Guitars on Instagram. Sorry.
Yeah. And me, you can check me out on Mat Ninat Music on Instagram. And see you soon. Bye.